What are the 12 houses in astrology, and what do they actually mean? If you've ever looked at your birth chart and seen it divided into 12 slices like a pie, those slices are the houses. And here's the simple answer before we go any further. Each house represents a different area of your life. Things like your identity, your money, your relationships, your career, your home life, and more. Your zodiac sign tells you how you do things. The houses tell you where in your life you're doing them. That distinction matters a lot, so let's slow down and really unpack it, because once it clicks, your whole birth chart starts making a lot more sense. Let's start with why houses even exist in astrology. Your birth chart is basically a snapshot of the sky at the exact moment you were born, viewed from the exact place you were born. Astrologers divide that sky into 12 sections called houses. Each planet in your chart lands in one of these houses, and that placement tells you which part of your life that planet's energy tends to show up in. So if your sign describes personality traits and your planets describe different types of energy, think communication, love, ambition, emotion, then houses describe the stage where all of that gets played out. Home, career, friendships, relationships, travel, all of it. Now, to calculate your houses accurately, you need your birth date, your birth location, and importantly, your exact birth time. This is the one placement where birth time really matters. Even a difference of a few minutes can shift which house a planet falls into, especially for the first house and the houses near it. If you don't know your exact birth time, you can still learn a lot from your sun, moon, and planets, but your house placements might not be fully accurate yet. Okay, let's walk through what each house represents, in plain, everyday language. The first house is about identity. This is your sense of self, how you present yourself to the world, and often your first impression on others. It's closely tied to your rising sign, which is the sign that was rising on the horizon when you were born. The second house relates to money, possessions, and personal values. This is where you might see themes about how you earn, save, or feel about financial security. The third house is about communication. Everyday conversations, learning, siblings, and how your mind processes information often show up here. The fourth house represents home and family. This includes your childhood environment and what makes you feel emotionally secure. The fifth house is about creativity, romance, and self-expression. Hobbies, dating, and things that bring you joy often live here. The sixth house relates to daily routines, work habits, and how you take care of your health and responsibilities. The seventh house is about partnerships. This includes romantic relationships, but also business partnerships and close one-on-one connections. The eighth house deals with deeper transformation. Shared resources, intimacy, and how you handle change or loss can show up here. The ninth house is about exploration. This includes travel, higher education, philosophy, and expanding your worldview. The 10th house represents career and public reputation. It's often linked to your long-term goals and how the world sees you professionally. The 11th house is about friendships, community, and future hopes. Group involvement and social causes often connect here. And the 12th house relates to rest, reflection, and the subconscious. Some describe it as the house of things that happen behind the scenes, like solitude, dreams, or inner processing. Now here's where it gets practical. If you have several planets in one house, that area of life may feel especially active or important to you. For example, someone with multiple planets in the 10th house might find that career and public recognition play a big role in their life story. Someone with planets clustered in the 4th house might feel especially connected to home and family throughout their life. But if a house has no planets in it, that doesn't mean that part of your life is empty or unimportant. It just means that area might feel less emphasized compared to other parts of your chart. Every house still has a sign on its starting point, called the house cusp, and that sign colors how you naturally approach that area of life. A common misunderstanding is confusing sun signs with houses. Your sun sign describes your core personality and general life energy. Houses describe where that energy tends to focus. So, two people can both be a Leo, for example, but one might have Leo energy shining through their career because of where certain planets or signs fall, while another might express that same fiery, expressive Leo energy more through creativity or family life. Same sign, different area of expression. Another mix-up is confusing houses with planets. Planets represent what kind of energy you're working with: love, communication, ambition, emotion. Houses represent where you're expressing that energy, and signs describe how you tend to do it. When you put all three together, sign, planet, and house, that's when a birth chart really starts to tell a specific story instead of a vague one. To find your own houses, you'll need a full birth chart calculation, using your birth date, birth location, and accurate birth time. Once you have that, you can see exactly which house each of your planets falls into, and what sign sits on each house's cusp. This is a great way to start feeling like your chart is speaking directly to you, rather than just describing zodiac sign traits in general. And one more reminder, because it matters. Houses are just one part of a much bigger picture. Your sun, moon, rising sign, planets, and houses all work together. A powerful placement in one house doesn't define your whole life, and a quiet-looking house doesn't mean that part of your life won't matter to you. Astrology works best as a tool for reflection, not a fixed prediction. So, to bring it all together, the 12 houses represent 12 areas of life, from identity and money to relationships, career, and inner reflection. Your planets show what kind of energy is active, and the house they fall into shows where that energy tends to unfold in your day-to-day life. If this helped the birth chart make more sense, a great next step is learning about your rising sign, since that's the key that unlocks your first house and sets the stage for everything else in your chart. Let us know in the comments which house you're most curious about, or which one seems to matter most in your life right now. If you enjoyed this explanation, give the video a like. Subscribe to My Daily Horoscope for more beginner-friendly astrology breakdowns. And head over to mydailyhoroscope.org to keep exploring your chart.